All right, here we are at event number 8, race number 1 for Sunday Funday Showdown.
This was a shit show all around, honestly.
Since James is not here, it's showtime, bitch. So the first race was N100s at Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit.
I got lied to, told the Mini Cooper was good. It was terrible, couldn't get over 81 miles an hour.
James lied to you, I did not. I initially thought the Mini Cooper was going to beat the car, but then I was like, I think I can be fast in the Toyota, I just can't keep it on track. So I went back the next day after I practiced with Schaefer, practiced with Judson, got better at the Toyota. I feel I owe an explanation for how I was on pole. In qualifying, James on the first lap got a penalty and didn't burn it in time for the second lap. So even though he was faster than me, it counted against him for that. And then on the final lap of qualifying, Anika Rosberged him. He was coming up, he was going for a pass, and I just backed out of it completely, and it screwed both of our laps up, but I was already on pole. Sorry, James. Got to do what I had to do.
He's not sorry.
Look at him 3 wide through here, though. Brody, look at that lunge.
I had to send it. You know, no practice, coming straight from Walmart from getting dog food. Got to do what I got to do to get up there.
So look at this car, though. Look at the fin on it. I didn't even know this car was an option. I didn't know it existed, but James said he never took it out of second gear the whole race.
Honestly, I don't know how true or not true that is, because like you said, I didn't even know that existed either.
But James and Kels found apparently the car to have. It's just very wide gear ratio, put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I guess James found the car to have.
Now, Kels and Judson actually had a conversation about why James's car was faster. Brody, perhaps you remember this one. Oh, wow. Oh, way gone.
Wow.
That was Judson getting karma for talking shit.
Yeah. I think Kels was something like, I don't know why my car is so slower. And then Judson said, it's because James is the better driver, Kels.
It was pretty much uncalled for, and that's why karma came after Judson on that one turn there when he tried to pass Kels. Oh God.
Wow. Elliot, you almost flipped there.
I actually figured out these cars, the hard tires were faster. That's why I started on and ran the hard tires the whole time. They prevented stuff like that from happening. Granted, didn't completely prevent it, just helped.
Hey, I mean, it's better than completely ending up on your roof, or in James's case, your head.
As I can attest from practice, if I'd been on super softs on that turn, I'd have been on my side, and the car would have stopped and ground to a complete halt. See, that right there was James sandbagging. I accused him of it during the race. He went off, he completely backed out of the throttle, stopped in the dirt, and then started. He just wanted to have a good race here.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Especially because after he was sandbagging, he was running like, what, 4 seconds faster than everybody else?
Oh, yeah, he was capable of about a 147. My best time ever was a 149, and I sure as hell didn't run that in the race.
At least you could get to the 140s. I couldn't even get past 153.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good for the Cooper. That's better than I ever did the Cooper. I think I was running like 154 to 156 in practice with Schaefer. He was faster than me in practice. He was running 154s when we were practicing.
That's crazy. I didn't even think the Cooper was that slow.
No, it handled really good, but it just didn't have the top end. That was the problem. You lost out on that on the straight here, and you lost out on the main straight too.
Yeah.
As you can see, Judson in the Toyota, Tim in the Cooper.
Yep. Rip Tim. He's also not here tonight. They were too busy ripping go-kart tape. They couldn't make it in time.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that was going on. They're on a frame table.
Ah, okay. Oh, good.
Wow.
Almost a good pass there by Judson. Had to. It wouldn't be a race in the SFS if Judson didn't take out a braking marker.
Still got the pass done though.
He did finish the pass. I think because Kels backed out because he wasn't sure what the fuck Judson was doing. Good call, Kels. He's a wild man.
Justin took away his braking point. That's why Kels didn't know where he was going.
Good battle here for Death and Kels. That went on for a good portion of the race. I think it ended up finishing in the pits, though. I think Kels finally got by Death when he pitted.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Kels not finishing last. Proud of you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kels. So here, I was trying to sucker James into pitting super late because I wasn't going to pit at all, and you saw where I blew my win. That was my chance to win, and I fucking blew it.
Oh, he's drifting
I
again.
almost did it again, but that time I braked a little earlier.
This is where James takes off.
This is where he decides he's had enough dicking with me, and he's just going to win.
Fair enough. Absolutely tried murdering Judson there.
Yeah, Brody waited up for Judson so he could have a bit of a race, too, and then it looked like it was good. I mean, in fairness, Brody in the Cooper versus Judson in the Toyota could have been a good race if Judson didn't blow it. That was the theme of the Toyotas, just ruining the race.
Poor Judson.
So here's James for the win by about 20 seconds.
Wow, spin.
Way gone. There's our livery of the day, though. It's Death with the rusted out. What is that thing? Is it oh god, I don't know what it is. It looked like the Toyota, but that's not what it was. Is it a Renault maybe? Alpine. It's an Alpine. But I like the rust. It's a cool looking car. So there's your race 1 results. Shout out to Judson for the 4th place finish.
First top 5 ever. Well, I guess he had one earlier in the day with the Winter Series, but
that doesn't count. Race number 2, Group 2, Le Mans. I hate this fucking track.
For no chicanes.
Oh god.
Shout out Monza.
For how boring that straight was. Imagine how much more boring it would have been without the chicane. So here we had Mark joining us for the first time. Tactical genius in the SFS. We've raced with him a couple times in practice. We knew he's a liability. Still let him in.
P1 Mark.
So here comes Mark showing what he's worth.
Mark, leave a comment in the comments.
Mark, explain this move here. Oh my goodness.
Completely murders everybody.
Just went to the Shadow Realm.
You see Tim spinning there, and then goes up to Elliott. And now James going onto the straightaway.
And there's Kels dying there with the Cobra Kai livery. Shout out to that one. I really liked it again. He did win it in the 3rd race though, so he couldn't give it to him for this one. But I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think this one compared to the last one he did was pretty good.
So my plan in this race was to no stop it, which was going to be pretty risky. I had it all calculated out. I figured out exactly what I had to do. At this point here, I'm like, okay, Death looks pretty quick. I'm just going to hang behind him. I'll help draft him a little, and I'll use him to save fuel.
It could have worked out.
Unfortunately, I realized after about 2/3 into this lap, Brody was already the margin ahead that he should have been after about 4 laps. So I realized I had to abandon that if I wanted to try to win.
The only reason for that, though, is because I kind of sent it up the inside of everybody, plus Mark taking everybody out off the start. Helps.
I mean, sometimes it is an advantage to start toward the back of the grid.
Yeah.
That's an example.
Shout out, Mark. As we see there, James going off the track, going from 1st to 4th, or 2nd to 4th.
He'll make quick work of us, though. That was me dodging Mark. He braked a little earlier than I was expecting. I did not want to send him, so I backed out. James took advantage of that. Well played.
But you did try sending him on the exit of the car. And you sent him right there. Well, kind of.
I had nothing to do with that one. I'm innocent on that one. They were in the Shadow Realm before I arrived on scene. So at this point, I'd given up my intention to no stop it. I decided I was going to go for a 1 stop instead.
3 wide. Coming towards, I think, the 2nd chicane?
The first 2 laps of this race were a pretty good battle from 3rd to, even 2nd with James in that, from 2nd to 5th or 6th.
Yeah, surprisingly, Mark, the first timer, was in it for a little bit. Granted, just kidding, boost was not on. But as we see here, Elliott getting a little squirrely on the exit of the corner.
I'm so glad I practiced this track because I did that once in practice and lost it completely. I realized it was going, backed out, and, didn't fuck myself.
Death. He's actually doing pretty well for not really practicing the faster, or the Group 2 car as much.
I think Death practiced all of 2 laps right before the race, so I was really impressed with his performance here. You see Schaefer running a little deep into that first chicane there, allowing me and almost Death by there. A little bit of contact, and that starts off this whole 4-way down there.
Wow. Yeah, it was definitely pretty crazy. As you can see, Mark and Death are in it, as well as Schaefer and Elliott. Mark with the pink Rockstar livery. Shout out Booby's Awareness.
Booby's Awareness. We have to shout out to that, which was related to the winning livery of this race.
Yeah.
As it turns out. So on this turn coming up here, almost everybody was braking super early, so I would just wait till about a little past the apex of that kind of half turn there, downshift and brake, and it ended up working almost every time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Schaefer continuing the trend with the purple wheels.
So me and Schaefer on Tuesday or Wednesday of this race had practiced Le Mans a little after we practiced the M100 race. And that's why during the race he said, Elliott, does this feel familiar?
He's way gone.
He said, Elliott, does this feel familiar? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. This was pretty much how practice went. We would get in each other's slipstream and just one would outbrake the other into a turn, or one would get the slipstream and get by, and it would just go the other way on the next straight.
I was really confused when he said that because I didn't know you guys practiced at the time. So now it all makes sense.
And right now we're showing that we didn't practice the pit lane.
Contact.
We both binned it into the pits.
Oh my, wow. If the pit delta wasn't long enough.
Yep, super embarrassing. Then you see me blow my plan to beat Schaefer there. I was trying for a hot lap when I first came out. I short fueled so that he wouldn't be in the slipstream anymore. And then I tried to get one hot lap in before I backed off. And then I totally blew it into that turn, just like James blew it into that turn.
It was rough going for a lot of people here. Definitely seems like as we get further into the season.
That's especially rough for James because that cost him the win of this race. Probably.
Yeah, well.
It cost him the chance to fight for the win. He was going to one-stop it, whereas Brody was two-stopping.
Yep.
And that could have ended up being a good race. As you can see the gap there, Brody would have been closing in.
Yeah.
But was not meant to be.
Unfortunately, no. Most of this, like I was telling Elliot earlier, I mean, I didn't make any passes on track except for when he sent it into the pit wall, but yeah.
So there you see James going by Schaefer after his pit, and then he's going to catch up and go by me, trying to avoid me the same way I tried to avoid Mark earlier. Basically the same move.
Pretty much so.
At this point, I thought it was Schaefer who was catching up with me really fast, and so like I wasn't looking at the name, I was looking at the gap though, and like I saw how quick he closed, and I was really concerned. And then I realized no, it was just James. At this point though, Schaefer is closing in. I would at the beginning of the straights go to full power, and then at the end of the straights back out, so I wasn't giving him the slipstream and giving him basically free fuel down the straights. That was my plan anyway. Worked out okay, but he made a hell of a last sector here to catch up.
Schaefer just completely disappeared there too.
He was serving a penalty.
Could have done it at a much better time.
That was a hell of a lunge, but he gets a little out of shape here. I told him I respected the attempted pit maneuver. Like at that point, there was nobody within a minute of us. You know, if he had taken me out, I'm sure he would have waited up anyway.
Yep.
Had to try it though. There's another angle of it.
Worth it.
I respect the move.
Schaefer, you could have had P3, man.
Here's Brody winning. It would have been almost like him chasing down Zach, except I wouldn't have quit forever.
Oh, wow.
Here's our livery of the day for that race. Brody with the Hooters mobile. Look at the 3D owl.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a last minute thing, but it works.
So here's our race number 3. This is the wacky race. This is Fast and Furious Tokyo South Interloop. One of the fucking Tokyo ones that we don't always do.
Mark said it wasn't Tokyo.
Yeah, it's not the real Tokyo, but you know, it'll have to do. It'll do in a pinch.
It's just Japan.
So this one boost was on, which makes for artificial close racing. We'll put it that way.
See Elliot taking the wide line, or I guess in this case the inside line, right off the jump.
Yeah, that I'm all about the rotary motors. You know this. And they get a good jump usually.
He likes the vacuum cleaners.
I like the vacuum cleaners. And
Shout out Mazda.
Schaefer joined the vacuum cleaner club for this race. The fact that the Kellers matched up the Fast and Furious car was a total coincidence. They also just happened to be the 787B.
Mark in this race, he asked if he could run the Supra, you know, thinking Fast and Furious, but thought it was an older Supra. Nope, we found out today, or I guess 2 days ago, that Mark was a time traveler, and he predicted that the Supra is going to be in the next Fast and Furious movie. Hey,
you know what? Send it. Just like that.
As you see, everybody sending it into the first hairpin.
We're gonna see that one again here. From another angle. Oh my goodness.
Kels getting
if Kels
absolutely
hadn't
murdered.
ghosted, he'd have killed me too and another car. They're like everybody except for P1 would have been gone in that turn if it hadn't been for ghosting.
I felt bad for Kels because like he was so excited about this race. It was like turn 3. He was doing donuts going down the straightaway.
Yeah, we'll see that in a minute here. So Judson with the R8. Brody was questioning that one. Judson did have the evidence to prove that it was in the latest Fast and Furious movie. Oh, there's Brody.
Contact.
He actually did a really good job to dodge both me and James on that. It was not the send that it looked like from that angle.
Not at all. Oh.
Here's Kels doing the donuts that Brody was talking about. Heart goes out to him for that one. But again, boost kept him in it though after that. Much like it kept me in it, like it kept James in it, like it kept Brody in it, like it kept shit. Let's just list everyone here.
Everybody except for Death. He put it in the ghost mode.
Everyone here at some point was gone.
Oh, and we see Kels going around. It seems like he just downshifted too much, and that's what kept him spinning.
These cars did get a little unstable under braking and downshifting. You had to really not do trail braking at all. You had to keep the wheel straight through the fucking through the braking zone. Yeah. That one, I don't know what to say about that one.
See Judson trying to make a move.
Judson
He was a killing machine
yeah,
tonight.
going for a murder here on Brody.
Way gone.
Just missed by a little. Tried to put Brody into the pit lane. Brody narrowly avoids it. James tries to put me into the wall. I narrowly avoid it.
Schaefer is just walking away. I mean,
Yeah, I thought he had the win at that point, but boost.
he's getting his kart streak back, or attempting to at least. As you can see, James and Schaefer just trying to murder Elliott tonight, and then I accidentally murder Elliott on exit.
As opposed to the one we did on purpose here into Schaefer.
Bye. Oh my God.
Goodness.
Jesus.
Who was that? Explain yourself in the comments.
I think that was Mark. No, that was Kels. Just going straight into the wall. Contact.
I think we're getting near. No, this isn't quite the end yet. This is just 5 wide into this turning zone.
To a turn that can only do 2.5.
Yeah, into this chicane. Now, Judson originally was going to run the Vin Diesel Charger, but it was such a piece of shit. We had it tuned up to like N700 or N800 versus my N300 Mazda, and he couldn't keep up unless I stayed in third gear. So that went out the window.
Shout out Nos.
Shout out Nos. You know,
Lack thereof.
We're refraining from making Fast and Furious quote jokes here because I went overboard on that during the race, and I apologize. There was too much of that, it needed in.
There's never too much Fast and Furious jokes.
So you thought you had me, but you never even had your car. So there's Brody trying to put me into the wall. This is near the end here. James bouncing off me and somehow passing both me and Brody.
Mark's way
There's
gone.
Mark, way gone, but somehow 360 it and coming back. And here's the end. Schaefer going for that same move at the end here. Again, respect.
Shout out Schaefer.
And we're just going to give you
Speaking
a
of Schaefer.
quick clip from the end of the Mazda race because honestly, my PlayStation account was down. It's really late at night. It's 10:30 at this point. Our heart's not in it. Enjoy the Mazda race and really enjoy Mark in his second SFS race ever getting a win. He now has more wins than most of us.
Shout out Mark.
Here's our livery of the day from our wacky race. That is the Paul Walker tribute from Kels. I mean,
There's no Paul Walker jokes.
there were no Paul Walker jokes. Just went up in flames. I don't know.
Oh.
Way gone.
Damn.
So here's your event 3 results, or race 3 results. As you can see, the result from the first part and the second part, doubleheader style, points averaged.
There you go. Yeah, I got nothing to say. Unfortunately, Tim left about halfway through, or actually middle of the first lap of the Le Mans race.
So that's why you see him in the bottom of that one. Here's your overall standings after event number 8. Judson now overtaking Slideways for 8th place. Kels, look out. He's coming after you. Next race, endurance race in Spain. Second endurance race, the final race of the season, or final endurance race of the season. 33 laps. Enjoy.
Contact.